Hello and welcome back to women's hockey coverage here at the 2019 Canada Winter Games. I am Mike DiStefano. I'll be your play-by-play commentator. Zach DeWeer will be my color commentator this evening. How's it going, Zach?
Yeah, it's going well, Mike. We've just watched the Ontario and Nova Scotia game. That was a really offensive game as we saw the Nova Scotia goalie having to make 47 saves in that one. A very good game. Ontario did come up on top 5-1, but now we're focused on this one. Alberta and British Columbia are your teams. Alberta coming off of that bronze medal in 2011. British Columbia 6th place, so maybe a place we're looking to build off of last year, and certainly now is the time to get going as we're in the first tournament game for both of these two sides, and we'll see how this is going. I'm really excited for this one. Two teams that certainly know each other. A lot of them actually do play on the same team. They play on the Pursuit of Excellence team that is based in British Columbia, but a lot of the players on Alberta do travel across that provincial line to play on that team, and a lot of them do credit Jess Campbell as their role model, who is one of the coaches of the Pursuit of Excellence. So a lot of these teammates know each other, and a lot of the opponents know each other as they play on that team, and a lot of these people are coming back from winning the gold medal in the under-18 national championship for women under 18 in Japan, getting that gold medal for Canada. So we'll see how both of these teams stack up in the early goings of this game.
So our starting goaltenders in net, we have Kayla Monroe for Team British Columbia, and then we have Carolyn Gosling for Team Alberta. And here comes British Columbia in over the blue line. Shot taken, steered away by Monroe. Puck's in the corner now. Picked up. Very similar jerseys, very same colors, just kind of swapped with the blue, the white, and the gold.
Yeah, it looks like the similar jerseys. Alberta is using the exact same ones the men used in the last week competition. British Columbia as well. In the game before, we saw Ontario and Nova Scotia use totally different jerseys than the men's.
And a 3-on-1 here. Shot goes off the back of the net. That one coming off of assistant captain Lindsay Janes. Alberta takes the puck away. Coming away with it now. Puck goes out in front, and that one gets taken away. And here comes Jen Gardner. Gardner crosses in over center and dumps it in. Played over to the defenseman Inglis. Puck played back to Teslak, and it ends up getting back into the Alberta zone. Puck in behind the net. With it now is Catherine Klassen. Alberta able to get it out. Teslak dumps it in. Coming out to play it, though, was, it looks like to me Bella McKee. Or Kayla Monroe, sorry. Yeah, so Bella McKee is the starting goaltender for Alberta. I apologize. And then it's actually Kiera Stecco, the starting goaltender in British Columbia. They both have 1 and 31 as their starter and backup, and I just kind of really quickly looked over. I was like, oh, 1, looked at my sheet, and it was the other team. And then I just saw the last name, and I was like, oh, wait a second, it's McKee. A little confusing sometimes over here.
Bella McKee has been forced to make a couple stops. British Columbia really has controlled the play in the opening 2.5 minutes or so in this game. And I mentioned it earlier on in the Ontario and Nova Scotia game, how important it is for a goaltender to just get warmed up, maybe not face the toughest shot they're going to face, hopefully not the toughest shot, but she had to make a couple solid stops and just get warmed up and get her hands a little dirty in this one and make sure that she's all comfortable and ready to go for the full 60 minutes, as it can be a long game for both these goaltenders.
Weiss loses handle of it. Coming away with it now for British Columbia is Jenna Buglioni. Buglioni not able to do much with it, ends up losing it, and away comes Alberta. Coming up with it now is Cassie Betnell. Betnell tries to go to the front of the net and gets her pocket picked. Alberta keeps it in the zone, though. Going around to get it now is Stephanie Wallace. Wallace able to get it up to Bassey. Bassey in over the blue line, and not able to keep it in there was Hunt. so they'll have to retreat. 16-10 left in the opening period. No shots on goal so far, says the score clock, but I don't think that's true.
It's not even a 0 on the shot clock. It's just blank. So
it's just not working right now.
We watched that Ontario and Nova Scotia game earlier on. Ontario did end up winning that one 5-1. One thing that I noticed a lot was the stretch pass was used a lot in that game. I'm going to see if they can use that same kind of strategy, if that's a women's hockey strategy, or maybe it's just a Ontario strategy, as we saw them use that a lot. So we'll be curious to see how that goes. The stretch pass, obviously incredibly important. It can be incredibly advantage, or hopefully a big advantage to whoever uses that and uses it well, as it can be a super important tool trying to split the defense and get a shot away on the breakaway.
Paul sends a puck up to Gauthier. Gauthier giveaway in front to the captain, and not too sure where the puck is. It ends up in the corner. So coming up, making the big stop there was Stecco. Puck for two. She takes a shot. That goes wide. And taken away by British Columbia, able to send the puck down the ice.
That time Stecco did not see even a little bit of that puck. Luckily it went wide, as it went just beside her, and she kind of had to make a reactionary movement. Luckily it didn't have to make any sort of save, but Alberta fortunate, or BC I should say fortunate, that did not go in the net. Stecco did not see even a little bit of it.
Going back for the puck now is Tegan Inglis for Alberta, the assistant captain out of Okotoks. And that's going to be offsides. Oh, there we go. The shot clock apparently is working. So apparently there just was no shots.
I thought that Bella McKee had to make a couple ones off the stick right away.
Saw at least one. Maybe I'm imagining. This is my third game of the day, so I could be blending in the games.
And you saw a lot of shots.
In the first game, I had a team literally. So. Who was it? It was
Yukon and Newfoundland and Labrador.
And Newfoundland, 84 shots on goal.
And that's for one team.
For one team, 84 shots.
Guess who won the game? The team that had 84 shots. 15-1, the score in favor of Newfoundland in that one against the Yukon Territories. And you said that they kept the goaltender in the whole time.
Yep, they certainly did. The backup goaltender for Newfoundland, actually one of the youngest players in this tournament, just 12 years old, and going up against a pretty steep competition, down 15-1. They probably just didn't want to throw her out to the Wolves and decided not to yank the goaltender. So
Mike, what were you doing when you were 12 years old?
What was I doing when I was 12? Well, I wasn't representing my province at in a national hockey tournament. That's for sure. That is for sure. Probably playing with action figures or something. Puck sent out to center. Picked up here by Mortlock. Mortlock loses it. Ends up in BC zone. Sent down by Kate Riley. Back up top to Riley. Riley tries to feed it down low. Coming away with it now is Alberta. Puck in the feet of a British Columbia player there. Ends up getting picked up by Newstater and sent down the ice. Twos chasing in after it. And that one going to get stopped up by Bovair. Bovair up top. Sends it back over to Riley. Riley takes a shot. That one goes wide. Chasing in after and getting to it first is Wozniak. And Wozniak got her pocket picked. Coming in now for British Columbia was Ann Cherkowski. Centered out in front. Taken away by Alberta. And here comes Bogdan. Loose puck picked up there by Cherkowski. Sent along to Hunt. Hunt. And that puck goes up a stick and up into the netting. And looks like McKee kind of took a little bit of a tumble there.
Yeah, no penalties in this one so far. We saw the referees really not do a whole lot of whistleblowing, I will say, in the game number one that we got to talk about, the Ontario and Nova Scotia game. We'll see if there were penalties in this one, as the power play really didn't do a whole lot. As you saw a couple big kills by Ontario in that one. So we'll see how important the special teams will be in this one. Nothing to report on thus far.
Chakowski with it down low in the corner. Tries to get it up high to the defenseman, unable to keep it in, and away they come. Lombach not able to do much with it, ends up losing it in BC zone. Puck gets sent in all the way down. Spence trying to get it out. And Spence ends up with it again, plays it off the boards to defensive partner Inglis. Back to Spence. Able to finally get it out, but it only gets to about center ice, and then BC brings it right back into the Alberta zone. So far, it seems like BC seems to be controlling the game so far. And just as I say that, Alberta comes in with some speed. Drop back pass, shoots, and a good glove stop there made by Stecco.
Yeah, Stecco showing a little bit of leather on that one. But like we said before, it's important for Alberta to get bodies in front so that Stecco can not really see the puck. It happened a little bit before, unfortunately, that shot that there were bodies in front. It just whistled wide of the net. That time it did go on target, but Stecco able to see that the whole way, and she is not going to miss that one.
And puck right out in front, and she'll quickly gobble that up to get the whistle. .11:58 left in the first period here. In to take the draw, Race Hunt. Able to win it back for British Columbia. Taking it now is Chan. Chan tried to feed Hunt, unable to connect on that pass. And here comes Alberta the other way. Coming down with it now is Betnell, and she gets her pocket picked. And coming back is Alberta. Hunt able to pick up the loose puck. She's got a man on her, though. It's pretty sloppy neutral zone play out of both these guys. No one seemingly getting it deep into each other's zone, just getting it to about the top of the face-off dot, and then it's coming right back out of the zone.
And that just comes with a little bit of rust, maybe. These people, or these girls, I should say, haven't really played together a whole lot. As we mentioned, that Ontario-Nova Scotia game, it's maybe their team was picked maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, so they don't really know each other all that well. They do, however, have a bunch of players who play on the same team, but it does take a little while for you to really build that chemistry, build that trust, and that'll just take some time, and we'll see even better hockey as the week goes on.
And poked ahead, here comes Janes. Janes has a man going to the net and unable to connect on that pass. I think one of the defensemen for BC got a stick on it, looked like Aitchison. Janes takes another shot there, and no rebound to give up from Stecco. She'll hang on to it for the whistle. 10:31 remaining here, and it's still tied up at goose eggs.
Yeah, Stecco making another good positionally sound save as she was in the right spot at the right time. It'll just gobble that up and cause the face-off. Stecco is going to be a Brock University common. She's going to be a Badger coming in the fall semester. Brock, not far from where I go to school in Niagara College, just about 10-minute drive from Welland, Ontario. So it's nice to see some people from British Columbia traveling all the way across the country to play some good women's hockey, and Stecco certainly will get a good piece of that in Ontario.
And you know what? Brock's really developed that program over the last few years. The men's hockey team among the best in the OUA right now. So the women's program not too far off as well from being amongst the best in all of Ontario. So why not bring some people in from out of province?
Absolutely. And
try and make them the best they can be.
Stecco certainly will fit in well with a good Brock Badger team.
Lambach tries to feed Craig. Not able to get to the puck first. BC does. Puck up to Bassey. Here comes Bassey in over the blue line. Makes a nice move to get around the defender. Bassey stops up, plays it up from her knees, and not able to connect on that pass. Getting to it now is Jobs Smith. Lambach able to get it out for Alberta. BC in and over the blue line. Taking it across is Buglioni. To Lambach. And Alberta able to finally get it out. Chipped in and chasing in after it now is Cassie Betnell. Betnell tries to center it out in front and not able to get a shot off. It does from the defenseman, and a good chance there by Twos. But right there to make the stop was Kiera Stecco.
Once again, Stecco just in the right spot every single time. It seems to be she's very good at getting side to side, as that play was quickly behind her to her right, and she had to quickly move towards post to post and make that stop on the number 4 of Alberta. That was Brooklyn Twos.
Benton will lose the draw. Race Hunt has it now for BC. Hunt with it once again. Ends up dishing it off to Teslick. Teslick ends up getting the puck tipped in, so icing is negated. Getting back forward first, though, was Twos. Weiss, who looks like Weiss got hooked there by Hunt, so we are going to get a penalty and see the arm go up of the official. And as BC touches the puck, we're going to get our first power play of the game, and it's going to go to Alberta. So going to the box now is going to be Race Hunt, 2 minutes for hooking.
Yeah, that was an easy call for the official. As you saw, the hook on the hand, and clearly got enough to go to the box for 2 or less, and we'll see if Alberta can capitalize on the game's first power play opportunity in this one.
Well, still looking for a goal here in this game, and this is probably the best chance that Alberta's going to have on the man advantage. So hopefully they can try and convert here and take the early lead here in the first period. And getting waved at a face-off draw was Buglione. Coming in to take it was Riley. Up top to LaPlante. And that puck gets sent all the way back down the ice. Good clear there by BC to start off the penalty kill. Inglis gets it up to Wozniewicz. Wozniewicz. Cross ice pass. Gets it to LaPlante. Back up top and unable to handle it. It's a race for the puck now, and Inglis gets to it first. Inglis leaves it for the captain, Danielle Serdachny. Coming in over the blue line now is Betnell. Betnell gets her pocket picked, and Tredosky ends up sending it down the ice.
A couple of really rough zone entries that time for Alberta. Looks like a couple players just trying to do a little bit too much as they both try to go into the zone on their own and trying to sneak into the slot on their own. And BC having a very easy time just trying to get the stick out, and both times have been able to clear successfully, and already a minute and a half almost off the clock on this power play.
Wortlock with it behind her own goal. Gets it up to Serdachny. Serdachny in over the blue line, chips it past the defender and chases in after it. She'll get into it first. Ended up picking up the puck, though, was Betnell. Up top, back to Betnell. Up to the point now, Markowski gets it over to Mortlock, back to Markowski. Good puck movement here for the Alberta power play. Puck up top, shot taken, and flash in the leather there is Kiera Stecco from Kelowna, BC.
Yeah, that was another great chance for Alberta. That was Stephanie Markowski wiring that shot. Markowski, one of 3 players on the Alberta team who is coming back from Japan after winning that gold medal. But that time it was Kiera Stecco being on the right side of that one. And Markowski is certainly not going to be the last time she has a shot on net. She really does like to score these goals and is a power play point quarterback, as she would like to say. And she certainly did run that power play, getting the shot off, but Stecco was able to make the save.
Centered out in front. Not able to get to it, though, was Lajoie.
Lajoie, who actually considers her brother Mark her mentor, even though Mark is 2 years younger and got the bronze medal for Alberta on Saturday.
Oh, congratulations.
So congratulations to Mark, and I'm sure.
I knew that looked familiar. I knew there was a Lajoie that played in the tournament. I wasn't sure it was for Alberta, and it was, so that would make a little bit of sense.
Yes. So Isabelle Lajoie hoping to better her brother Mark in that bronze medal. I'm sure she wouldn't be too disappointed to bring some hardware home to the Lajoie family, but she hopes to change that color from a bronze to a gold.
Well, Alberta, they didn't win gold last year, but they did win gold back in 2011, so they're definitely not accustomed to winning
No
gold.
strangers to winning gold medals. No, absolutely not. Alberta, one of the powerhouses in Canada, and they do have a lot of talent on this Alberta team, and definitely one of the teams you want to look out for throughout this tournament.
Nice move to get around the defenseman there. Czerkowski. Gardner with it, skates along the blue line, ends up taking it into the zone. And she'll send it in and around. Czerkowski going in after it. Czerkowski ends up losing it to Janes, or LaPlante rather. Puck in behind the goal, tries to take it out in front, and puck still loose. Ends up behind the net. Alberta with it now. It's Bree Kennedy. And able to get it out now is Kennedy, and she'll dump it in and go off for a change. Bogdan coming out with the captain. Puck taken away by Mortlock. Mortlock, a giveaway around her own net. Gardner with it. Mortlock trying to get it back for Alberta. Gardner turns, fires, and a good pillow save there made by the goaltender from BC, or from Alberta, Bella McKee. Score clock still shows 0 saves here by McKee. So now I know that that's incorrect.
McKee,
finally,
there it is,
one.
but it says McKee's made 1 save. That's not right.
That's not
McKee
right.
has, even though it says she's only made 1 save, she's been far from lazy in that. She's had to make a couple of good saves, and that one just floated in for the neutral zone, but those can be extremely dangerous, the ones where that bounce right in front of you as a goaltender. You don't know which direction it's going to be in, so good save that time by McKee, and she'll freeze that one up and have the face-off to her right.
And getting waved out of the face-off draw there is Caitlin Chan, and we'll get a double wave out. So coming to take the draw now is Anna Makara.
I guess they don't have the penalty. In the NHL, it's a penalty if you get waved out twice, but
yeah. Alberta still trying to get the puck out. Able to get it up to Jama. Jama sends it down low. Going in after it was Wallace. Wallace with the puck still for British Columbia. Wallace tries to get it up to McCara, and that one gets picked up by the defenseman Markowski, and then loses it once again to Wallace. McCara, long stretch pass that didn't quite make it onto the stick of her teammate there, and they end up just setting the puck down the ice. Puck picked up by Jama, and she'll just dump and chase after it. Inglis battling in the corner. Clark battling as well. Puck comes up, able to keep it in there was Nina Job-Smith. Puck in the corner, 4 players battling for it. And it comes loose, getting to it is Beauvert, and able to pinch and keep it in there was Millwater. Up to Lajoie. Tipped it in, but didn't get it too far, and away comes British Columbia back into the Alberta zone. Inglis dumps it off for Spence. Spence being pressured by the British Columbia forward. Spence able to pick up the loose puck. Still can't get it out. British Columbia applying some good pressure here. Alberta has had a few chances where they've tried, but just aren't able to do it and can't do it still. Shot take, scores! Finally, we have a goal in this one, and it is Jenna Buglioni from Port Moody, BC. Breaks up the goose egg and gives British Columbia the 1-0 lead.
a great shot that time by Buglioni. She strips the puck of the Alberta defender and goes high short side. A fantastic shot, and Bella McKee not expecting that one as it went just under the bar short side. Great shot that time by Buglioni, and she will give British Columbia their first goal of the game and give them the 1-0 lead in this one. Buglioni is committed to go to the Ohio State University in 2020. So great goal that time by the future Buckeye.
Scored unassisted by Jenna Bugliani.
Puck in the corner once again.
18.
Battling for it now. Sent up top, shot taken from the point, ends up coming out in front, but no shot towards the net. British Columbia with it behind the net. Cycles it along to Bassi. Bassi up top. Gets it over to Aitchison. Alberta able to get to it. Away comes Kennedy. She'll dump it down the ice and chase in after it. The rest of her line mates go off for a change. Get some new fresh legs out there. Aitchison. Tangled up now with the Alberta forward. Looks like it's Sarah Wozniewicz. Kept it by Markowski. Shot in front. Blocked in front by the defenseman. Good block there by Aitchison. And here comes Alberta, and nope, waved off sides on that one. Rebound comes out, and the puck's behind the net. Loose puck picked up by Janes. Janes with it now in the Alberta zone. Tries a centering pass, and knocked away by Alberta. Picking up now is Smith, and that's going to do it as the final second stick off here in the first period. British Columbia ends up getting the goal here in the final 2 minutes to break the scoreless game we had, and they take a 1-0 lead into the second period.
Yeah, a very defensive first period, I'm going to say. There were also a lot of mistakes that led to the lack of offense, as we see only 10 shots combined between the two, says the scoreboard, although we've been saying that we think that Bella McKee has been a lot more busier than just 2 shots. But nonetheless, I think that both teams have a little bit of work to do or the coach will have a bit of words to say in the dressing room to try and kink out those mistakes. But I expect a much more offensive second period, as those mistakes will slowly turn into offensive chances. But really a defensively well-sounded period for both teams, as, like I said, only 10 shots on both the teams combined. So we'll see what happens in period number 2. We're hoping for a little more offense, but hey, this is not a bad game nonetheless.
No, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in 15 minutes. The score, British Columbia 1, Alberta 0. We'll be back for the second period here at the 2019 Canada Winter Games. Hello and welcome back to British Columbia versus Alberta here at the Women's Hockey Tournament at the 2019 Winter Canada Games. I'm Mike DiStefano, still going to be doing play-by-play. And Zach
DeWeird, yeah.
will still be doing the color. I don't know why. I keep wanting to say DeGord because I have a friend back at home. His last name is DeGord.
Okay.
So I keep thinking DeGord, and then I know it's DeWeird, but I always look at you to make sure that it's correct.
Yeah. Just think of it. I have a weird last name.
It's pretty weird.
DeWeird last name.
DeWeird. You got DeWeird last name.
Yeah, that's right.
Real quick, let's just update you on what's going on in the game over at the downtown arena between Quebec and New Brunswick. Currently, they just finished up the first period, and it is 3-2 Quebec over New Brunswick. Quebec obviously defending the gold medal here at this event as we begin period number 2 here between Alberta and British Columbia. British Columbia with a 1-0 lead to start.
Yeah, that goal by Jenna Buglioni, who went short side, high short side, a wicked shot that time by Buglioni. Buglioni, when it comes to what she would consider her best offensive traits, she would have said her worth ethic, vision, and passing, but I would certainly add shot to that list as well.
Work ethic. Is that a little bit of a tongue twister for you?
Work ethic.
There you go. There you go. So we're going to get a penalty here. This one going against British Columbia defenseman and captain Kate Riley. So she'll sit 2 minutes in the box. So Alberta will head to the power play. Chance for them to try and tie this one up. Puck goes back to the point. With it now is Inglis. Inglis, cross-ice pass to LaPlante. LaPlante able to get it down to Bogdan and not able to handle it. It ends up getting sent down the ice by Wallace, but getting to it first was LaPlante.
Alberta is 0 for 1 on the power play so far, and I mentioned it during that last power play. Their zone entries were not what I would have liked to see if I were in charge of the Alberta team. A lot of them wanted to do it all themselves, and one of those players was who has the puck now, Wojnowicz, and that was a great pass that time.
Great feed out in front, and an even better save there by Stecco. Stecco, really the reason why it's still a 1-0 game. Easily could be a 2-1, 3-1 game for Alberta if it wasn't for a couple of beautiful saves by Stecco. None better than the one she just made right there on the doorstep.
Yeah, those 2-on-1s, those cross-crease passes, it is so tough for a goaltender to read. You don't know if you should go for the shot or go for the pass. But that time, great read that time by Stecco, and keeps it at a 1-0 hockey game.
Coming up with the puck now is Weiss. Weiss on the forehand. Looks like she kind of got tripped up behind the net, though. No call's going to be made. Play will go on. Mortlock. Back to Mortlock. And that shot ramps up of the BC player sticking up into the netting. So we're going to stoppage in play. 37 seconds remaining here in the power play for Alberta.
Yeah, Alberta's really doing a better job of setting up a power play and looking to try and get the shot they want, passing it around. A lot of good puck movement that time by the Alberta team. Unfortunately, that shot by Mortlock is deflected and out of play, so we will get a face-off towards Stecco's left, and hopefully Alberta can continue this pressure on BC and look to tie this game up.
Mortlock with it at the point. She takes a shot through traffic, scores! And Alberta evens it up on the power play. Getting to it was Cassie Betnall, and it's a 1-1 hockey game.
Great place at the right time, right place at the right time, I should say, that time for Betnall, who was backdoor, and off of that initial save by Stecco, she was there, an easy goal that time as she wouldn't put it into the empty cage. Mortlock putting a shot through traffic, and exactly what you want to do as a defenseman, just get it on net and hope that your teammates can corral that rebound, and that is exactly what happened for Betnall, and that's a 1-1 goal and makes this a 1-1 hockey game on the power play.
Inglis plays it back for Spence. Spence loses it. BC coming back the other way. Trying to get past with Tchaikovsky. Couldn't get past Inglis though, but Tchaikovsky ending up with the puck once again. Gets it back up top to Riley. Riley tries to feed it down low. Spence trying to get it out. Can't get it out though. It's kept in. Tchaikovsky fed out in front, scores! Oh, here we go. Back and forth. 2 quick goals. That one, a beautiful centering pass and an even better finish from Jenna Buglioni. That's goal number 2 here in this one.
Yeah, don't be surprised if you see Buglioni go for the hat trick. She is a natural goal scorer, as we saw in the first period with that wicked shot, and that time a gorgeous feed. That time it looked like Jen Gardner was the one who got it to her from behind the net, and Buglioni, all it took was a quick shot and found the hole and made it a 2-1 hockey game less than a minute after Alberta tied it up.
James shoots the puck down deep into the BC zone. Chasing in after it is Lajoie. Lajoie ends up losing it to Spence, who dumps it down the ice. And that's going to go all the way down for an icing call. So 17-12 remaining. A couple of quick goals here to start the second, and BC leads it 2-1.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want. We want a little more offense, and I mentioned that at the intermission break that I really wanted more scoring chances, and that's exactly what we got. It helped that we got the power play right away, and then BC quickly got it into the zone and worked the Alberta defense a little bit, and Buglioni got the shot that they wanted. And we hope to see a little more of that, and it's a 2-1 hockey game, and a great 2-1 hockey game that is.
Pass into the corner. Chasing in after it. Bogdan has it now. Bogdan tries to leave it for Wozniewicz, but didn't know that she had vacated. Ooh, taking that right off the back of the, well, her back was the captain, Serdachny. Tipped in front. That one goes wide. Played along the boards to Gardner. Gardner has it for BC. Gardner able to get it up, and it's 2-on-1. Here comes Paul. Paul over to Hunt. Hunt's got Paul going to the net, and a good stick there by LaPlante to knock it out of harm's way. Paul picks up the loose puck. And away comes Alberta now. We're really starting to pick up some action here. It's starting to go back and forth. Lajoie chasing in after it, and they're going to call that an icing.
Yeah, that last 2-on-1. It was Reese Hunt who got it on the end, but I really do think that if she was a right-handed shot, she could have gotten it off a little easier. She was forced to put on her back right away because of that left-handed shot, and that forced her to. The slight hesitation was what was able to get the Alberta defender to steal that puck right away. It's just a matter of what hand you shoot can be the difference maker, and if you get a good scoring chance or the puck's going the other way.
Coming to take the draw now is the Albertan captain, and Alberta able to get it out of the zone. Puck's picked up here, though, by Janes, or Betnell. LaPlante has it now. Puck picked up at the blue line. Chan. Shot taken there by Clark. Chan loses the puck, and away comes Betnell. Betnell coming in. She's got some speed. Blows past one player as she took a little bit of a tumble and then ends up getting steered into the boards and loses handle of the puck. Inglis able to pinch and keep it in. Puck down low. Joma in on it. Inglis with it now for Alberta. She'll dump it in deep. Chasing in after it is Weiss. Weiss tries to stick handle her way out in front of the net. Couldn't do it. Gets poke checked. Inglis once again decides to pinch in. She's got it behind the net now. Feeds it out to Weiss. Weiss. Backhand pass. Spence back over to Weiss. Weiss cross ice and unable to get a shot off was Betnell, but Inglis gets a shot off and then poked away by the goaltender. And not able to keep it in. Finally, BC able to get out and finally able to get a change. Keep in mind, it's the second period now, so they're going to have to make those long changes.
A lot of pressure on the Alberta end, or in the BC end for Alberta, and really at the forefront of that was Rachel Weiss, one of the three players who is coming back from Japan. She's also on the Pursuit of Excellence team, as I mentioned, from British Columbia. On the Alberta team, she travels across the provincial line to play on a very strong Pursuit of Excellence team. And as many of the players on that team would say, Jess Campbell is their role model, the coach of that team and former national team member.
British Columbia able to get it out. Puck sent over across the ice for Aitchison, unable to get to it first though. LaPlante tries to deny a zone entry. Aitchison eventually does get it in, only momentarily though, but BC ends up with the puck and dumps it right back down deep. McKee comes out to play to it to LaPlante. And we're going to get a stoppage in play here. I believe that's going to be for an offside.
13-3, the shots on net in favor of Alberta, although they are down 2-1. So a really strong, we're going to say 27 minutes so far. That's for Kiara Stecco from Kelowna, British Columbia in net. She has played extremely well, positionally well, I'm going to say, as well, as she hasn't really had to lunge to make any saves. She's always in the right spot at the right time. That's a great quality for a goaltender. But Bella McKee on the Alberta end has played very well, as she only has recorded one save, although it looks like it's been a lot more. There's been a lot of pressure for the British Columbia team, and hopefully Bella McKee can continue her strong play and help Alberta get back in this game.
Serdachny loses handle of the puck. Coming down the other way now is Trkowski. Trkowski, she gets rubbed out along the boards. Picking it up is Mortlock. Mortlock gets it over to Serdachny. Serdachny coming in over the blue line. She's got Bogdan with her and ends up losing handle with the puck, but Serdachny picks it up. She's got open space. Over to Bogdan, shoots, and a great glove stop there by Kiara Stecco.
Kiara Stecco bailing out her teammates as it was a massive miscommunication on the British Columbia end. It looked like a defender of British Columbia, I'm not sure who it was, had the puck and bumped into another defender, and then all of a sudden Alberta had a 2-on-0, and Kiara Stecco, as per usual, got the glove on that.
I probably would have preferred if Serdachny took the shot on that one. I think it would have been a more of a higher chance, a higher scoring chance. She would have just shot the puck as opposed to try to pass it off.
A pass first player in a 2-on-0. It's sometimes not a bad idea to pass the puck, but it was a backdoor pass, and she had the whole slot wide open to get the shot that she wanted, but she did elect to pass, and Kiara Stecco is right there as she always is.
Coming away with the loose puck now is Paul. Puck up along the boards here right in front of the Alberta net. Jane's able to get it in deep. Chasing in after it is Smith. Around the boards for Paul. Not able to get it out though. It's kept in. Weiss trying to keep it in, but Paul has it now with her. Plays it off the boards to Wallace. Wallace, good stretch pass over to Paul, and here comes Paul. And just onside, going to the net, shoots, and a rebound, scores! A 3-on-2, and off the rebound, I believe it was Lindsay or Jen Gardner potted out the rebound and extends the lead to 2. It's now 3-1 British Columbia.
That was the stretch pass that started that opportunity, a 3-on-2 right away.
You called it.
I called it. But that 3-on-2 started with that stretch pass, and Gardner came streaking in through the middle, and nobody was able to mark her. She was wide open. The big rebound that time by McKee, and Gardner was able to get there first and pot that in the open cage. Great goal by the British Columbia team, and the counterattacks has really been what has helped British Columbia with this massive lead.
Another thing too, I noticed that the reason why it was a 3-on-2 is because Alberta kind of got caught on that change. I noted it a couple of minutes ago, that long change in the second period, and they got caught going the other way with numbers, and they were shorthanded 3-2. So like you said, came in all alone because the other two defenders took the other two ladies, and then she came in, potted the rebound wide open, and maybe a tripping call. Nope. Play on, says the referee. But yeah, you really got to make sure that you're a little bit smarter when you're making those changes here in the second period of these hockey games.
Absolutely. Teams can pounce on miscues like that at all times, and British Columbia certainly did on that last goal.
BC trying to get it out. Clausen unable to. Finally coming away with the puck now is British Columbia. Keeping it in. Lombok. Chan trying to get it out. It's kept in at the point by the defenseman Smith. That shot goes wide. Or rather, actually, that was Markowski. Bovair gives the puck up, centered out in front, and it's in the back of the net. So it looks like they're going to try and plead to the goaltender, or plead to the official that it may make goalie interference, as it looked like. And that may, once again, looks like it's Jenna Buglioni going hard to the net. Trying to plead their case, it's not going to happen, and it must have just kind of went off of Buglioni as that shot just went towards the net and into the back of the net.
I think Buglioni actually got pushed into that puck, so that may be the reason why it was not goaltender interference, but it may not be the prettiest goal Buglioni's ever scored, but it certainly looks the same on the score sheet.
Well, it's interesting because Alberta, are they calling a timeout here after that goal?
It looks like...
No, it doesn't look like. I think maybe they were just taking advantage of the extra time by talking to the official.
Serdachny was talking to the official.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they may not be pleased with it, but they're going to accept it as a goal. And now Alberta, all of a sudden, now down by 3. We're about halfway through this hockey game.
And British Columbia, only 6 shots on net. 4 of them have found the back of the net, so...
It's a pretty good shooting percentage.
It's a very good shooting percentage. Not a great save percentage for McKee, but she certainly has been more busy than the shot clock, or shot count, I should say, says on the scoreboard. But she certainly would like to step up her game a little bit, and Alberta needs to give her a little bit more support. They've had a lot of shots in this game, but it's not a lot of quality shots. But Kiara Stecco has been right there every single time, positionally very sound for Stecco.
British Columbia trying to come down, and it goes off of Chan and down the ice, but wasn't quite at the center line before it went off her foot, so that's going to go down for an icing. So bring play right back into the BC zone. Alberta down by 3.
Buglioni, who has the hat trick, has 32 goals and 61 points so far in just 32 games in her league so far. So
incredible.
An unbelievable offensive talent that is Jenna Buglioni.
And certainly, you come out to these tournaments, you have people from the national team really scouting, trying to see who they can try and pluck from whatever province they're coming from. Buglioni, she's really starting to put on a show. We saw earlier today another one from London, Ontario. We saw Julia Gosling, another one, really put on a show. So we're going to find some real stars that one day we're going to see potentially making the Olympic roster for Team Canada.
And Mike, you mentioned about Gosling, how you should remember the Gosling family. Definitely remember Buglioni, as she will definitely have a good shot of making the national team roster, and that's definitely on her mind as she looks to continue her hockey career. And she will continue her hockey career, as I mentioned before, at Ohio State in the fall. A very good hockey program down south of the border.
Picking up the puck here, shot taken, and looks like that one's going to go high and wide of the net. Easy stop there made by Stecco. One of the easier saves, I guess, she's made on the day.
Yeah, that will never be a big save by Stecco, but sometimes those small saves can really help you out, get your confidence up a little bit, and really help you throughout the game, as she's made 15 saves already in this one. Alberta really dominating on the shots department, but just only one has gotten by Stecco so far.
McCara not able to get it out. Kept in now. Bentnell. And the puck kind of just slides right over to the netminder, and Stecco's going to hang on to it once again. 7:57 remaining here in the second period. British Columbia 3 goals here in the period. Alberta did get one themselves. We stand at 4-1 here It's been a much more impactful, much more energizing second period than we saw in the first 20 minutes. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely, and it really helps that the flow has really been going. We saw a couple whistles in the last few seconds there in the British Columbia end, a couple of frozen pucks that time by Stecco, but the flow has really helped give these two teams some offensive freedom, I'm going to say, as they've gotten a lot of creativity on both of their sides, and that has helped them get a bunch of goals and really helped us have a more enjoyable game to watch. It really does help when there's a couple of goals to call, and it really does help all the fans enjoy hockey a little more when there's some offense involved, and both teams have really helped us in that regard as well throughout this game. So I'm really happy about how this second period has been going on, and there's still a lot of time for Alberta to get a couple more on the board and get this game a little closer.
Kennedy gets it over to Serdachny. Sedlak gets to it first for British Columbia. Gardner will just throw it in on net. McKee steers away a save. Markowski dumps it in deep. Chasing in after it now is Craig. Getting to it first, though, is British Columbia. And a long stretch pass intended for Trukowski. And not completely sure why there was no icing on that call, on that play.
I think it's just a momentary lapse on the official's part. That looked like a clear icing to me. There wasn't any touch.
Yeah, I think they're about to have that discussion, and it looks like they are going to bring it back down into the zone. That was certainly, it seemed like it was an icing call, and they are going to reverse it right there and bring it back down into the British Columbia zone.
And I wish that we had more in-depth stats. I'd love to know the attack time for each team, because it seems like the game has really been in that British Columbia end, but when British Columbia has gone on that counter attack, they've really capitalized on their chances, and that's why they're up on a 4-1 lead right now.
And here they are trying to capitalize one more time. Spins, fires, and that one goes wide. Picking up the loose puck now, coming away with it is Joma, and Joma loses handles of it, but still Alberta able to get it back into the BC zone. Taking it around the net now is Newstater. Up to Bassey. Bassey carries it in over center ice, gets across the blue line and dumps it in. McKee comes in, stops it for the defenseman. LaPlante. Ooh, and a good hard forecheck there to kind of force a face-off in the offensive zone. That was Chan in on forecheck.
Sierra LaPlante trying to do a little bit too much in the defensive end, trying to get around all the British Columbia players, but a good active stick by the British Columbia attack, and will force a face-off into the Alberta zone. If you're Sierra LaPlante, just get the puck and find your wingers making that skate up on the side wall, but nonetheless you try to do a little too much, and the ongoing face-off in the Alberta zone.
Lajoie trying to get it out. Chan doing a pretty good job, ends up stick handling her way out of danger and keeps the puck in the Alberta zone. Puck out in front, unable to get a shot off though, and away comes Mortlock. Mortlock up to Schrader. Schrader will dump it in. She'll go off for a change, get some fresh legs out there. Ooh, it looks like somebody, it might be Lindsay Janes, went hard into the boards, and she got up pretty gingerly. She's skating off. Looks like she's definitely feeling it a little bit. Coming in over the blue line is Bogdan.
Yeah, Jane's taking a seat behind with the trainer right now, looking at her. So we'll see if she continues to play in this game, maybe head to the dressing room for an early intermission, or whether she says she's good to go. These hockey players are so tough, and they want to be out there. They don't want to be back in the dressing room, so I would not be surprised if Janes still continues to play in this second period.
Yeah, it might just be a stinger. You know, you run in, you just kind of shake it off a little bit. When, you know, you get another whistle come up in a moment, maybe she'll hop over the board, take a quick skate, and then be good to go in just a couple of moments. But for now, she'll take a quick breather on the bench, but doesn't look like she's going to go down to the dressing room, which is a good sign. With it now behind her own goal. LaPlante's not able to get it out. It's kept in at the point by Wallace. Wallace relentless here on the forecheck and ends up getting the puck back again. Back down low for Chakowski. Digging at the loose puck there was Clausen. Back up top to Wallace. Don't think Wallace meant to do that on her cross-ice pass. The defensive partner ended up putting their team offside, and they had to tag up here. And we're going to get offsides on that one. That was Bree Kennedy, just a little bit ahead of the play there.
Yeah, just a lapse by Bree Kennedy. She was wide open on that one side and just maybe didn't know where she was on the ice. She didn't know that the blue paint was just on the wrong side of where she was. But nonetheless, we're going to go all the way back down to the Alberta end, as that's where the stretch pass was at the time.
Bentnell in to take the draw against Hunt. And Hunt able to win the draw, shot off the draw, and that one goes high and over the net. Puck up to Bentnell. Bentnell, the lone goal scorer here for Alberta tonight. Joma trying to get it in. Gloves it down. Teslak goes back forward for BC. Sent out in front. Bentnell with a shot. A good save there made by Stecco. Puck back into the corner. Inglis pinches in. Inglis for Bentnell. Back to Inglis. Shot taken and another stop made by Stecco. Stecco a little gingerly actually getting up after that shot. Maybe she tweaked a little something. Looks to be okay though. Weiss coming in to get the puck for Alberta. Weiss gets it up to Bentnell. She'll tip it in and go off for a change. British Columbia using the boards to get the puck down the ice. And giving chase for it now is Bassey. Bassey will get to it first, actually. She's got it deep in the Alberta zone. Bassey tries to center it out in front, and look who's out there trying to bang away at another rebound. Looking for her fourth goal of the night is Buglioni, and Buglioni getting taken down in front of the net, and that's going to be a tripping call there. She's going to go get a penalty for that one, so we have 6 attackers on now for British Columbia until Alberta can touch up the puck. Bring it in over the blue line now. Ooh, we might get another call here, so it looks like they're both going to go. So both officials calling both of those tripping calls, and that could be costly for Alberta. A 2-minute 5-on-3 upcoming now for British Columbia. Finally, Mortlock touches the puck, so we'll get a stoppage here, and Kennedy's going to get the first penalty. And did they not call the second one?
I saw a trip, and it looks like the referee is...
I saw that. I thought I saw the hand go up. Maybe it was already up from Kennedy's. But I thought I saw like a second extension, but I guess not.
And there certainly was a trip on the near side boards.
Certainly was. So they got Alberta getting away with one there. But they still will be shorthanded, so British Columbia now with a chance to extend their lead. 2:03 remaining here in the second period. Wallace to Smith. Down low for Hunt. Back up top to Wallace. Wallace, good pass over to Hunt. Hunt unable to handle it. A little bit too hot coming in. Paul with it. Back up top. Job Smith. Hunt out in front, shoots, and I think that may have got blocked in front by LaPlante. And then scooping up the loose puck there was McKee. So a good chance there for BC, but getting in front of it, in front of the puck there was the Albertan defender.
Yeah, great chance that time by British Columbia. Got the shot that they wanted. They got that backdoor pass, but unfortunately for LaPlante, who was blocked, she had pretty much a wide open net. It would have been a great save if number 1, Bella McKee, could have gotten her glove on that, but nonetheless, she didn't have to as it was blocked. And we will still have a face-off in the Alberta end as a lot of relentless pressure by British Columbia. See if they can continue that on this power play, and just a miscue that time it looked like, other one past the blue paint.
Teslak plays it over to Millwater. Picking it up now is Buglioni. Markowski not able to get it out. Picked up again by Bassey. Bassey Filters it up top. With it now is Teslak. Teslak returns the feed. Passes down in front. Trukowski has it. Back up to Teslak.
1 minute remaining in the second period.
British Columbia, some good puck movement here, trying to set something up. Bassey loses handle of it. And British Columbia able to get the possession back. Shot taken, and that one got blocked in front. Hunt sends it back up top to Bogdan. Over to Wallace. Wallace takes a slapper, and that one goes way wide of the net. Not able to get it out is Alberta. Still 12 seconds remaining here on the power play, and finally Alberta able to get it out, and finally they'll be able to get a change here. A good penalty kill, as that's pretty much going to do it here on the power play. Also just 7 seconds left in the period, so Lajoie to be pretty wise just to kind of skate it out here for the final seconds. And Paul gets a shot off at the end, but to no avail. There to make the stop once again was Bella McKee. A few more goals here in the second period than we saw in the first period. British Columbia takes a 4-1 lead into the second.
Yeah, a very good offensive period. I mentioned that I wanted to see a little more scoring chance, and we certainly saw that in the beginning of period number 2. A bit more of the defensive end on the latter part of the period, but certainly a good period nonetheless by both teams. Alberta really did well as they had a lot of the pressure in the British Columbia end, but just cannot get enough shots on net or enough quality shots on net. And definitely the play by Kiara Stecco is something to be aware of as well. She has made 18 saves in this one and a couple of good scoring chances. But if you're British Columbia, 4 goals is obviously enough to win at this point. So if you can just stay sound defensively, you can walk away with maybe not an upset, but clearly a good win over the reigning bronze medalists.
All right, so British Columbia taking a 4-1 lead into the third period. Zach DeWeerd on color, Mike DeStefano on play-by-play. We'll be right back for the third period here at the Canada Winter Games. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the third period here between British Columbia and Alberta here at the 2019 Canada Winter Games. Once again, Mike DeStefano here. I'll be taking you through the play-by-play duties here for the third, and my cohort, Zach DeWeerd, will be doing the color commentary. Real quick, going to take you around the scoreboard from what we saw earlier today. Newfoundland and Labrador, the 15-1 shellacking on Yukon. Manitoba, 3-1 shutout over Saskatchewan. PEI ended up shutting out the Northwest Territories 4-0. And then we saw Ontario win 5-1 over Nova Scotia. And then over at the downtown arena, currently Quebec leading New Brunswick 6-2. Third period just about to start there, just like we are here, where the score is 4-1 for British Columbia.
Yeah, a very good period by British Columbia. In that second frame, we saw British Columbia heading to the first break up 1-0, and now they are up 4-1. And Alberta really is, I would say, coming into the game, they would have thought they were the maybe stronger team, but if you would have told British Columbia you're going to be at 4-1 after 40, they would have taken that in a heartbeat, and that is where we stand right now.
Well, it's the border battle of Western Canada. I knew it was going to be a good one, and I can't wait to see what the rest of this game, the final 20 minutes, has in store. Weiss gets it back. Played down low. And we're going to get a penalty here. It's going to be a tripping call, and that's going to go against Kate Riley of British Columbia. So Alberta, like I said, down by 3, needs to get back into it. A good opportunity here on the power play.
Oh, absolutely, and this is a massive opportunity for Alberta. They're going to need 3 goals if they got to get back into this game, and this is a prime chance because they got to get one really in the next 10 minutes to give themselves a good shot of getting back. You can't really ask yourself to get 3 goals in 10 minutes. That may not be as realistic as 2 or even 1, so really this next 10 minutes is extremely important for Alberta and British Columbia, as the next 10 minutes will really control how the final 10 minutes of this game will go. In British Columbia, they have enough to win as they are up 4-1, and let's see if British Columbia, off the back of Kiara Stecco, can keep it at 1 goal for Alberta after this power play.
Sent down front, Serdachny has it in the slot. She takes a shot on goal, and right there to make the stop right at the top of the crease is Stecco.
And for British Columbia, we've already seen 3 goals off of 1 stick for British Columbia. Of course, that is number 10, Jenna Buglioni, who has the hat trick and a couple of really good goals, and then one at the her third one was just off of her skating into the back of net. Nonetheless, she'll take it. She has 3 goals in this one, a very strong player by Buglioni so far, as she would certainly say yes to a 4th one to give that 4-goal lead for British Columbia. Currently 4-1 in this one.
Puck down low, Wallace going in for it, and Weiss looks like she's going to go to the box for 2 minutes. Saw the arm go up right away, and looks like she's going to go for a cross-checking call. Pretty blatant one right there, so that negates the power play, and we'll play a minute 19 of 4-on-4 hockey.
Mike, I just said how important this power play is going to be, and all of a sudden, number 19 from Alberta, that is Rachel Weiss, will go to the box, and now it'll be 4-on-4, so a lot of speed will be on display in the next few minutes in this game between Alberta and British Columbia. A lot of fast skaters out there, and we will certainly see that in this one.
And Alberta able to win the draw. Picking up the puck now is Inglis. Inglis tries to get it over to Joma. Puck ends up back in their own zone, Inglis. And here comes Alberta. Joma going hard to the net, shot taken, and a glove save stop there by Kiara Stecco.
And I don't know if you saw it on the bottom of the screen. It looked like number 18 of Alberta, that is Aaliyah Joma, got pushed into the goal by number 11, Ann Cherkowski of British Columbia. Dangerous play that time, and Joma clearly did not care for that, and the referee's nothing doing on that one, but Joma certainly not happy.
Hunt out there with the puck now for British Columbia. Back for Teslak. Teslak tries to get it up to Millwater. Millwater ends up giving the puck away to LaPlante, but she'll go for a skate with it down in her own end. So we got some 4-on-4 hockey here for the next 32 seconds. See if any of this open space can constitute in a goal for either side. Here comes Serdachny. Gives the puck up, shot taken, and that one ramps up a stick and up into the net.
Yeah, another block and a lot of chance now for Alberta as they're going to go into the zone that's really been open for them. Is kind of the top of that circle, that slot area, and they're going to keep on ripping shots from that area, although that one got blocked by number 21 of British Columbia, Reese Hunt, and that shot just out of play, and we'll get a face-off.
So Benton will come in to take the face-off against Buglioni. Inglis. Down low for Wozniewicz. Wozniewicz makes a nice move to get past Buglioni, but a poke check here. Here comes Buglioni in over the blue line. Buglioni's got a little bit of space. She'll take a shot. Ooh, going hard into the boards there was number 23. Didn't quite see who that was, but
Devin Millwater.
Was it Devin Millwater?
She is still on the ice.
Yeah, that was a
for British Columbia.
Very hard collision that she ended up getting tripped up and fell into the ice, and it looks like actually we're going to get an interference call for guiding her there.
Yeah, because Millwater was ready to accept that pass from Buglioni. She had not touched it yet, and she got pushed into the boards by the Alberta player. And
you really don't like to ever see this.
Yeah, certainly a scary situation for Millwater and the rest of the British Columbia team, as she is still on the ice being held by the trainer. Not really moving under her own power so far.
Yeah, no, and it looks like finally we're getting some leg movement here, which is a good sign, I guess. But certainly, you come into one of these tournaments, you're here to kind of showcase yourself, and if you end up leaving in your first game with an injury, not only sucks because you're injured, but it sucks because you get to miss out on an opportunity to show yourself off here to Hockey Canada.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't have to extend any more than this game. But it certainly does not look like Millwater will be able to return from this period. From the looks of it so far, she is not moving as she's still in that position that she got hit into.
And looks like she's finally up to her knees. So a good sign there that she's able to get up to her knees. And she's finally getting up.
And under her own power, which is a big sign for Devin Millwater and the rest of the British Columbia team. Millwater's done really well in this game, not getting on the score sheet, but she's done a really good job of getting open for passes and getting on the forecheck. So really a big loss for British Columbia if she has to miss any extended time in this tournament.
So coming out to help her now is her defensive partner, Rachel Teslak. And she's going to go straight down into the dressing room, which I think we all saw coming. Maybe we'll try and get an injury update, or maybe we'll see something come across our Twitter timelines or something. Try and figure it out. At least by tomorrow, we'll figure it out for you guys. BC plays tomorrow at 4 o'clock right here against Ontario. Hopefully she'll be in that game. But we resume play here, and it'll be 5-on-3 now for British Columbia for the next 17 seconds. A couple of blocks there by Alberta.
Both of them by Brooklyn, too, and she's getting a standing ovation from her teammates on the bench. A couple of big blocks on this 5-on-3, and that's going to cut a lot of time on this power play.
Wallace sends it out in front, and able to get it out of danger there was the captain, Serdachny. Teslak tries to find a man out in front, and it's Trukowski with it now. Wallace over to Teslak, back to Wallace. Wallace tries to find someone out in front, unable to do so, and Serdachny using the boards to send it all the way down the ice. Chan has it behind her own goal, assessing what she's going to do with the puck, ends up giving it up to Wallace. Wallace, a smooth skater, gets it back to Chan, in over the blue line. Gets it up to Riley. Riley walks the line, gets it back to Chan. Riley asking for it, takes a shot, that one goes wide. Chan Back over to Riley up top. Riley looks like she's looking for a pass, but Alberta did a pretty good job covering up all them shooting lanes for her. Riley with the puck once again. Down low to Chan. BC with some good movement here on the 5-on-4. 17 seconds left in the man advantage. Chan takes a shot, steered into the corner by the netminder. Clark over to Chan. Chan finally gets a shot off, but it goes high and wide, and we're back to 5-on-5 here now. 15:21 remaining here in the third period. British Columbia with a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with that Alberta penalty kill. Like we mentioned during that power play, really just no shooting lanes at all, as British Columbia really did want to get it through the stick of Kate Riley, the captain, who was really quarterbacking that power play, but just nowhere for her to go.
Sticking a glove onto that one was McKee. Puck behind the net now. Craig plays it over for the defenseman. Trying to get it up for Lomblock, and that one's tied up with a few players. Finally coming loose, and Paul finds a shooting lane, takes it, but a quick and easy save there made by Bella McKee.
Yeah, she had to make a couple of saves early on in period number 3, something that she hasn't really had to do in this game so far, as the good shots have gone in and the not so good shots have been saved. So not really any quality scoring chances that Bella McKee has had to save, but that certainly was one. And she made a couple on the power play as well. So McKee starting to get a little bit of confidence back, and she certainly has to, as she needs to stop the British Columbia scoring if she wants her team to have any chance of getting back into this hockey game.
Well, the thing with McKee is allowing goals is not her forte. Playing for the team Lloydminster Steelers, she's only allowed 17 goals in 13 games of league play this season. So the fact that she's allowed 4 so far, and that she allowed 4 through 40 minutes, probably got under her skin a little bit. She's not used to allowing the puck past her.
Oh, absolutely. And now she just has to get her confidence back, realize that none of those goals really were on her, and that first one by Buglioni, just a perfect shot, and a couple of other ones are just one-timers that really is, the reaction is just not going to be there. So she really has played a sound hockey game, just not quite positionally well maybe in her opinion, but she's done well enough and saved the ones that really she should have saved, and that's all you can really ask as a goaltender.
British Columbia able to get it out of their zone. And tripped up there, but no call on the play, so Kennedy getting away with that one. The refs really kind of have put the whistles away a little bit. Some stuff that I felt may have been called kind of haven't been, as Morkowski takes it into the BC zone. Buglioni tries to get it out, can't do it. It's kept in by Inglis. Back down low for Craig. Getting to it is Wallace, though, for British Columbia. Can't get it out. It's kept in again by Inglis. She takes a shot, blocked by Buglioni. A real jack of all trades out there, scoring goals, blocking shots, making swift passes. A talented hockey player.
Oh, absolutely. Buglioni will certainly play a lot of minutes in this tournament. She can do it both on the offensive and a defensive end. I wouldn't be surprised to see her on the power play and penalty kill for British Columbia as well.
Just coming in offside here. We're going to get a face-off in the neutral zone. I think one of the players lost her glove, so that's why the officials, the linesman quickly going over to retrieve it from in behind the net.
Buglioni quotes as her role model is, unsurprisingly, Hayley Wickenheiser, one of the greatest female hockey players of all time, not only in Canada. So a great role model to...
One of?
I would say maybe even the best.
I think she is the greatest.
Number one
women's hockey player of all time. She's up there for best hockey players of all time. Certainly when you look at what she's done internationally, it's pretty incredible what she's been able to do. And she's inspired so many women in this country and all over the world to really take a serious look into the sport of hockey for women. And she really paved the way for a lot of these girls to come in and be able to showcase themselves at large tournaments such as this.
Oh, absolutely. So Wickenheiser, certainly a great player to try and mask yourself after.
Hutton has the puck in her own zone, trying to get it out. Gets it up to McCara. McCara coming in all alone. McCara shoots, and a good stop there by McKee. And an early whistle coming in from the referee. And McKee kind of got lucky on that one.
It looked like McCara was going for the blocker side, and maybe she wanted to go a little higher than she did. She kind of caught McKee right in the shoulder. And then, yeah, like you said, a quick whistle, as it never really looked like McKee had full possession of that puck, and it got jammed in at the end, but the whistle had already gone.
Well, it looked like she may have had it for like half a second, and then torqued her body just the slightest bit that jarred it loose, and it fell. But again, it was maybe only half a second that she had complete control of it, and was able to get a quick whistle. So the score remains 4-1 here, just 12 minutes left. Alberta down by 3, trying to get back into this one, but BC right now with the pressure. Lajoie chasing in after it. Aitchison getting to it first. Morkowski able to keep it in. She's got a man going to the net. Lajoie with a shot, and another good stop made there by Stecco.
Another great stop, like you said, by Stecco. That was a glorious chance for Alberta, as it was right in the slot, right where you want to get your shot. And on a one-timer, not marked very well. And Stecco positionally right where she had to be and makes the stop. She made it look easy, but it certainly was not.
Markowski comes in, blockered away by the netminder. Kept it now by Weiss. Up top for Inglis. Tries to skate past a couple of players, none able to do so, and skating up with it now is Wallace. Stephanie Wallace. Down low, Hunt going in after it, getting to it first is Spence. Weiss able to get past Wallace. And coming up with speed now, Alberta coming in, and the puck gets poked away from her. Kennedy battling for it, but British Columbia ends up coming away with it. Coming in over the line, Paul going hard to the net. Paul shoots, it scores! What a beautifully placed shot. A great chance for McKee coming east-west and tried to stack the pads, but just got it over top of it and increases the lead to 5-1 for British Columbia.
Yeah, McKee tried to pull a little Dominic Hasek out of that one, trying to do a circle around her net, but not to no avail, as a great finish that time by Sarah Paul after a great feed that time from the British Columbia left winger. I wasn't sure who was given the assist on that one, but nonetheless a great pass and right on the tape of Paul, and Paul made no mistake and extends this to a 4-1 or 5-1 British Columbia lead.
So it looks like Devin Millwater, the defenseman we saw go down earlier, has joined her teammates back out onto the bench. So it looks like she's okay. So that's a real good thing that we have going here. Team's up 5-1. Millwater's good to go. Everything's coming up green, and it's now 6-1. Pouncing on the rebound there, putting it into the back of the net. Jen Gardner with her second of the game. And it went from green to really, really green.
Another great play by the British Columbia team. A great zone entry for British Columbia is how this thing started. And it looks like Jenna McKee is going to be giving way to number 31, Caroline Gosling, who will be playing for the Alberta team. And McKee just not on her game. She's going to go straight to the dressing room, not happy with how she's been playing. Alberta will take a timeout after the goal by Jen Gardner. It makes this a 6-1 hockey game. And Alberta really dominating in the shots department. Yeah. 6 goals on 14 shots. Certainly not McKee's night, and she will be certainly disappointed with how she's been playing. But Alberta really just has not mustered the great chances that they want to get onto number 31, Kiara Stecco of British Columbia. But you got to give credit where credit is due. Stecco's been doing a great job playing in positionally sound hockey game, as she has really not given Alberta anything in this game so far and really helped their team get to a 6-1 lead as we have just over 10 minutes left to go in this hockey game.
This BC team has really done a good job of silencing the crowd. Obviously, the Winter Games being held right here in Red Deer, Alberta. So Alberta, basically the home team here, but hasn't been able to get much going, so the crowd has been pretty silent, or a lot more silent than they were that we saw in the first period, at least.
Oh, absolutely, and there's a little bit of maybe shocked reaction as Alberta came into this as maybe possibly a favorite in this one, certainly, as they are the reigning bronze medalist. BC, like we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, coming off of a 6th place medal, or 6th place finish, I should say, and they were certainly on the tracks of bettering that in this one at the 2019 Canada Winter Games.
Kennedy gets it back to Chakowski, or Morkowski. Up to Craig. Craig in over the blue line. They've got some numbers. Craig takes a shot. Puck steered into the corner by the goaltender. Picked up behind the net. Markowski able to keep it in. Markowski sends it in deep. Kennedy chasing in after it. Craig gets to it. Centered out in front. And another good stop. And I think it was the defenseman out there making the stop.
It looked like it might have been Buglioni who got the final lunge in that one as she heads to the bench.
Actually, yeah, it was Buglioni. I was looking, I thought it may have been defenseman, but nope, it's Buglioni. She's everywhere as we get a offsides call here from Alberta.
Absolutely, Buglioni doing everything on the defensive end and offensive end. She mentioned that she thinks her best aspect on ice is her work ethic, and she certainly is showing that in this game as she is going from north to south every single play, every single shift, and really giving her coach 110%.
And now actually having a quick chat with her coach. Not too sure what it's about. Maybe she took a little bit of a stinger when she blocked that shot there. She's taking a quick seat on the bench, catching a breather.
She certainly has been British Columbia's best player as well as Stecco, and a big part of why they are up 6-1, scoring 3 of their 6 goals so far in this game.
And it looks like it's Coach Katie Greenway that's having a conversation with her down there on the bench. Puck sent down the ice. Gosling, ooh. Not too sure what happened there. Spence kind of just blew a tire and ended up going into the boards. British Columbia with the puck in Alberta zone. Clausen with it now. Clausen up top to Wallace. Over to Job Smith. Blocked out in front. And now here comes Alberta. Alberta with a chance. Bogdan plays it back to Inglis. Inglis up to Joma. And Joma, if she would have seen, looked like Bentonville kind of had a step, could have went in if she would have received that pass a little quicker.
Yeah, just nothing's going right for Alberta in this game. Just plays like that where...
Or like that.
Or like that on the offside.
But did get a break on the offside, though, on that giveaway.
But yeah, Bentonville was wide open. She would have had full blue line breakaway up on Stecco. If only it could have been a lead pass that time, but Alberta is not getting anything going in this one, and it may be time to look forward to tomorrow's game where they will be playing against Nova Scotia here at the downtown arena, but still got to finish this one. About 8 minutes left to go, but it's certainly not going their way.
Going back to get it now is Sydney Newstater from Lake Country, British Columbia. BC able to get it out. Chan sends it in deep. Goes around. Weiss able to pick it off. Weiss gives it up again. Centered out in front. Not able to get a shot off on it, though. That was Megan Bover from Victoria, BC. And coming away is the other way is Weiss. Clark trying to get it past the defender, and she does. Clark taken down here now by Schrader, and looks like she's going to get a slash on that one. So 7:29 left in this one. BC up 6-1, and British Columbia going to look to extend that lead here on the power play.
And in the preliminary round, it is just so important to improve that goal differential. So if you're British Columbia, you got to keep on putting this offense on and keep your foot on the gas, as you never really know how you finish wins and losses wise. So you really do have to get as many goals as you can and keep as many away from your net. As the same thing for Alberta, you cannot just say, okay, we got to worry about tomorrow's game. You got to keep playing on this one and keep on trying to put some more in the net, as the goal differential, goals for, goals against, is just so important when you play so many solid teams as they will against Nova Scotia and Ontario in this group as well.
McCara over for Chan. Waiting for it was the captain, Riley. Decided not to fire on the slapper, though. Gets it back over to Chan. Chan receives it. She takes a wrister. That one goes wide of the net. Janes has it now for Alberta. Around the boards for Mortlock, and she'll fire it down the ice. Good clear there to waste some time here on the man advantage. Puck picked up here by Newstater. Bringing it in over the line now is Gardner. Gardner already with 2 goals in this game. Possibly she'll be looking for the hat trick as well. Back up top to Riley. Riley. Paul back to Riley. These two were really working the line there as Riley takes a shot. She'll go off for a change now. Job Smith has it on the blue line. Cross ice pass to the defensive partner. That shot's taken from a long ways and an easy stop there made by not Bella McKee.
Caroline Gosling was a netminder in net, and that was really her first big save on that one as just a positional save. Really didn't have to move a whole lot. Got it right in the chest protector. So another easy save that time for Gosling, but an important save to try and get the nerves out of you. You're coming off the bench and you're already in a 6-1 game, so it's important to limit the offensive production now for British Columbia, and she did it well that time.
Alberta able to clear the zone. Coming in hard after the puck now is Serdachny. Serdachny tries to center it out in front, and Paul knocks the net off its moorings, so we'll get a stop and play here. So Alberta going to get an offensive face-off here on the penalty kill.
Yeah, good active stiff that time by British Columbia. It's tough to know what your defensive abilities when you're on the power play, but there are a lot of shorthanded opportunities for Alberta in this game, and really a lot of speed on that shorthanded unit for Alberta. Really on display on that one, and a quick 2-on-1 was easily averted, or easily I should say quickly averted by British Columbia.
Aitchison pinning Lajoie up along the boards. About 4 players now playing some stick symphonies, trying to jar it loose. It finally does come loose, and it's Aitchison who ends up with it. Aitchison, a giveaway in front. Oh, and not able to convert on that mistake. There was the captain, Danielle Serdachny.
I think it just caught Serdachny off guard. I don't think she was going to expect to get the puck that close and that easily in that sort of zone.
Nice stop made there by Gosling. Here comes Chan. Chan tries to get it over to Tchaikovsky, not able to do so. And here comes Alberta. Coming in over the line is Betnell. Betnell gets taken into the boards there by Teslak. No call there on the play. Sent back down deep. Aitchison getting to it first. Back over to Teslak. Millwater, good to see her back out onto the ice as she makes a play over there. Ends up giving the puck up though. Here comes Joma. Joma with a shot on net. Puck steered into the corner by the netminder. BC able to get it out. Alberta seems to be playing with a little more pep in their step after killing off that penalty. Puck comes back, picked up by Spence. Kennedy with it now for Alberta. Back around for Inglis, up to Laubach. Back up to Kennedy, in over the blue line. Kennedy, she fires one. That one goes wide of the net. Another shot taken there by Lombach. Inglis tried pinching in, wasn't able to save it though. Here comes McCara, and McCara just skates right over the puck. We saw this happen in the last game in the third period. Sometimes that the ice surface kind of gets a little worked in there, and the ice or the snow builds up, hits a divot or of some kind, and it can really start making the puck bounce a little bit. I think we saw it happen right there.
Yeah, absolutely, and just later on in the period, it doesn't really matter what period sometimes, just the lack of flooding within 17, 18 minutes of ice play, or hockey, I should say, just can work that snow in, like you said, and you don't really know when it's going to be or where it's going to be, but every now and then the puck just flips up, not really conventionally, and you see it just flip on into that BC zone.
Puck down low. Alberta able to keep it in. Wozniewicz takes a shot. Another stick save made there by Stecco. Able to get it out to center ice. Picked back up, though, by Markowski. Puck given away to Clausen. Clausen in over the blue line and kind of gets taken out there. Looks like she gets up. She'll be okay. Lajoie. Puck gets sent in deep. She'll chase in after it. Looking to get to it first, but instead she gets beat out by Job Smith. Wallace flips the puck all the way down the ice, and that's going to come down. Icing waved off. So play will continue. Here comes Alberta. Janes loses handle of it. Up to Paul. Paul will tip it in. She'll chase in after it, as does LaPlante. Gets it over to Inglis. Schrader able to get the puck up to Weiss, and Weiss gives it up to puck's in down deep into the Alberta zone. Gosling comes out to play it. Kind of ends up giving it right back to Bassi. Cut away that now is Czerkowski. A minute 20 remaining here. BC, pretty controlled game. They have a 6-1 lead and looking to take some valuable points on game number 1 here in the tournament.
And certainly an important 2 points as they are playing a tough Alberta team, and they've really done a great job against this Alberta team, this high offense team. And one thing that I really do think is a big factor in that game is that they've been really disciplined. They've only gone to the box once and only allowed that Alberta power play to go on once. And that one power play, actually Alberta took a penalty during it, and then it turned into a 4-on-4. So British Columbia has done a great job of keeping themselves out of the box and allowing that Alberta to take those penalties, and British Columbia has done a great job on the power play. So a lot of encouraging things to say to the British Columbia team after game number 1 for them in this tournament.
Mortlock with the puck in deep along with Kennedy. Being bodied up along the boards by Weiss. Weiss obviously just trying to kill as much time as possible. We're down to the last 15 seconds. BC trying to cruise to a victory. Riley sends it out to center ice where it's picked up by Mortlock. Gets it up to Craig, and Craig gets taken down there. No penalty, obviously, as the final seconds tick off. No point of that. They are going to have some conversation with each other real quick, though, but nothing comes of it. And that's going to do it for this one. BC comes with the victory 6-1 over Alberta.
Yeah, it's a big win for British Columbia coming in. We mentioned before we thought that they were the underdogs in this one, but really a convincing win, 6-1, and really off the heels of a strong goaltending performance by Chiara Stecco and a hat trick by Jenna Buglioni is what really propelled this game to a convincing 6-1 win for British Columbia. They'll go into the night with a 1-0 record and Alberta 0-1. Both teams quickly in action tomorrow. British Columbia will face the Ontario team, so that'll be a matchup of two 1-0 teams, who Ontario beat Nova Scotia earlier on today, and Alberta and Nova Scotia will try and get win number 1 in their campaign against each other tomorrow night at 7:30 here at the Centurion. Both games will be broadcasted on CanadaGames.live.
And that's going to be a close to this one here tonight. 3 games in the books here at the Centurion. 3 more games in the books down at the downtown arena. Real quick, we'll bring you through the scoreboard one more time before sending you off. Newfoundland and Labrador ended up with a 15-1 victory over Yukon. Manitoba with a 3-0 shutout over Saskatchewan. Northwest Territories blanked by PEI 4-0. Nova Scotia with a 5-1 loss to Ontario, and you just saw it here, BC with a 6-1 win against Alberta, and then over currently at the downtown arena, Quebec still with a 6-2 lead in the third period over New Brunswick. That's going to do it for us here today. I'm Mike DeStefano for Zach DeWeerd. I'd like to thank you for listening and tuning into our show here today, and once again, tomorrow we'll be back in action. First game's at 12:30 Mountain Time. It will be right here between PEI and Yukon, and then the Newfoundland and Northwest Territories. And down at the downtown arena will be PEI and Yukon. And then the 4 o'clock games, we got New Brunswick, Saskatchewan, and then we also have BC and Ontario, and followed by the late night games, Manitoba and Quebec, as well as Nova Scotia and Alberta. Thank you for listening to this broadcast. And have a great night, folks.